And then moving to my most valuable card that I currently have in my collection, I actually pulled this card raw from a blaster box back in 2020. I sent it to PSA and got it graded. It came back at a 9 out of 10. The auto came back at a 10 out of 10. But this is a 2020 and there's only 6 of these cards in population. Hey there, welcome to the Couch GM. So I was making a video where I opened a few blaster boxes of 2022 Topps Chrome baseball cards. But once I got through the boxes, I didn't really pull anything worth talking about or wasting your time on. So we're just skipping that video completely. And today I'm going to walk you through some of my baseball card collection, including my top 10 or so graded cards, as well as my top 20 to 30 raw cards. And you might be asking what the difference is between a graded card and a raw card. Well, a raw card is essentially just the individual card itself, as if you were to pull it from a pack. You can buy these online individually from eBay if you're targeting a certain card, or you can just open packs and essentially pull raw cards yourself. Now, a graded card is a card that has been sent to a professional grading company. And so it starts as a raw card, you send it into the company, and then they assess the card and look at various factors, including the condition of the card, how centered the card is, the corners and edges, if they're bent or if they're frayed. So essentially a 10 is the highest grade you can get. This is a PSA 10, and essentially the higher of a grade for the card that you have. And if you have a graded card, in general, they carry more value than a raw card. So we'll start with the raw cards, but before we get into it, I just want to talk about my general strategy with collecting baseball cards. So ultimately the goal is to buy undervalued cards. So if someone's injured, or if you know of a prospect that's coming up where their cards are currently undervalued, you think that they're going to be worth more in the future. Typically, I've tried to buy those cards when they're at a discount and then sell them when they're higher to ultimately try to fund my long-term collection, which is mainly going to be Mariner cards. But so for example, this is that Shohei Ohtani card that I just showed you. It's a raw card, but I had 3 of Shohei Ohtani's rookie cards, which were graded. I bought them back in 2020. He ended up winning the MVP in 2021, and I sold those 3 graded Ohtani rookie cards that I had back around the All-Star break of 2021. So I ended up 3 or 4xing the amount that I paid on those cards specifically, which allowed me to move that money into other cards that I thought might have been undervalued. So that's the only Shohei Ohtani card that I currently have. And then I have a couple of these Fernando Tatis rookie cards. Unfortunately, with the news of his injuries, now they're probably going to be undervalued again. But this is Tatis's most valuable rookie card, so we'll see what the value does once he gets back to playing. A guy that I bought a lot of back in the past couple years, call it 2020, was Jesus Luzardo. I'm a big Jesus Luzardo fan. He's now on the Marlins. He was on the A's for a while. This one's a autographed card, and it's numbered out of 30. I think Luzardo is a player that's very undervalued. He's a lot of fun to watch. And now that he's been traded over to the Marlins, they're going to have one of the best rotations in the league if you look at their pitching depth that they have there. He has the stuff to be a very good starter in this league. He just needs to put it all together for one season. So I think once he locks into that rotation for the Marlins, that his cards will go up quite a bit. I have a few more Jesus Luzardo cards that I'll show you. This one actually is a piece of his jersey, which was put onto a card. This one is out of 25. It's also autographed. I have another one that's pretty much the same thing. This one's actually out of 10. That one's autographed with also a piece of his jersey in there when he was on the A's. And this one's also out of 10, which is, again, Jesus Luzardo. It's got a little coin in there. And then on the back side, it shows out of 10. So those are the only raw cards that aren't Mariners that I'll show you right now. The rest are going to be Mariner cards. So this one is starting with a George Kirby Bowman Chrome out of 99. And George Kirby's cards were very undervalued in 2020, which is when I bought a lot of these. I mean, you could buy numbered auto cards for like $10 or less. And when you consider how high of a ceiling that George Kirby has, and now that he's actually pitched in the league and he looks like a front of the line rotation starter, his cards are only going up from here. So after that first George Kirby card, I have a first Bowman of George Kirby. And Bowman is essentially the brand that specializes in minor league players. So you'll see a lot of the Bowman cards being minor league players, or at least the player when they're in the minor leagues. And first Bowmans are going to carry the most value when talking about Bowman cards. So starting with that first Bowman, I have probably 5 to 10 more of those first Bowman of George Kirby. This one is a autographed first Bowman card for George Kirby. That one is not numbered as well. And then we got Julio. So I got this one, I think, last year. I didn't have any Julio Rodriguez cards. I mean, they're all just so pricey. Julio was a very hyped prospect, and his cards were priced accordingly. They always had a premium to them, but I found this one at a relatively lower price. And so this is him when he was on the Modesto Nuts, and it's an autographed card out of 50. I have a couple other Julio cards that are not autographed but are numbered, but I won't show you those this time. Then moving to Emerson Hancock, I have a couple of his cards. So this one's pretty cool. It's a Bowman Chrome autograph card. And it's actually number 25 out of 25. So hopefully Emerson Hancock is called up to the big leagues this next year. I think if he's our number 5 in the rotation, I've said this in the past, but if Hancock is our 5th starter in the rotation at some point next year, I think that's a top 5 rotation in the league. So moving into the Jared Kelnick cards. So this one is a Bowman Chrome, and it's a top 100 scouts prospect card. It's a autograph card, and it's number 50 out of 50. And I was buying a lot of Kelnick cards back in 2020 before he made his debut in 2021. I also bought his signed jersey before his rookie year, so hopefully he comes into 2023 with the right mindset, ready to go, and performs like we all expect him to. So another Kelnick card. This one is a Bowman card. It's autographed and out of 30. It's also a refractor with those colors. It's a cool card. Then I got a couple redemption cards from Topps. So this one is a Jared Kelnick Topps certified, clearly authentic redemption card. This one's out of 75. I also have one that's essentially the same card that's out of 50. Or sorry, out of 100. And this card, if you look at it in the right light, it actually shows that it's transparent in certain areas, but the camera can't pick that one up. And then another Jared Kelnick card. This one's a Bowman Sterling card. It's autographed and out of 99. This one is pretty cool. It's got the sparkles and the different colors, the refractor. And then moving to another Bowman Sterling card with the sparkle. It's Logan Gilbert. This one's out of 99 and also autographed. And the refractor there. And so now we're on the Logan Gilbert train. So this is a Bowman first autographed Logan Gilbert. And then next we have another Bowman Sterling. It's not the speckle, but it's also autographed, and this one's out of 75. And then we move to the Andres Munoz cards. His cards were very undervalued back in 2020. No one really knew much about him. He got Tommy John surgery before he was traded to the Mariners from the Padres in that Austin Nola trade. And the fact that he was just an afterthought in that trade is insane. Good on Jerry DiPoto, but I started loading up on Andres Munoz cards. So this one is a stat card. It's autographed. Apparently he had the highest average sinker in all of baseball in 2019 with 101.2 mile per hour sinker. But little does everyone know that he actually hasn't thrown a sinker yet in a game. He actually has only thrown four-seam fastballs, but he just drops his arm slot, and that gives the ball the run that you've seen in games. And this card is out of 25. And then the next Andres Munoz card, it's a orange Topps Chrome card, which is pretty cool. And this one is also out of 25. It's number 23 out of 25. It's got that shimmer to it. The next Andres Munoz card, it's also out of 25. This one's a Bowman Chrome rookie card, and this was also when he was on the Padres. And then back to the stat card. This one actually has a piece of his jersey in there. and that one is out of 50. And then the last Andres Munoz raw card here is out of 50, and this also is a piece of his jersey with an autograph on there. Yeah, so basically I was buying up all of the Andres Munoz cards I could that were around $10 or so if they were autographed and numbered. And he was one of the top relief pitchers in the league this year, and that will only continue moving forward. So now moving into the graded cards that I want to show you. So we'll start off with that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's a Topps Update rookie card. So I got a couple graded cards of guys that aren't Mariners that I just thought might have value moving forward. So obviously Vlad Guerrero Jr. is one of the top players. So that's the first graded card I'll show. Next one is one of the Juan Soto cards. This is not the most valuable graded card that he has out there. That's a rookie card. But I mean, anything with Juan Soto is going to carry value. He should have a bounce back year next year for the Padres. And then I have a couple of these Fernando Tatis white jersey defensive cards. This isn't his most valuable rookie card. The one that I showed earlier where he's throwing in the blue jersey, if that were graded, that would be a lot more value than this one. But I have a couple Tatis, and you'd imagine that he'll come back strong after his suspension as well. And then I've got a Ronald Acuna 2018 rookie card, Topps Update Holiday. And so this isn't the same picture as his most valuable rookie card. This one's a winter edition, so it has those snowflakes on there. So it's not quite as valuable as his main card. And then we got Yoan Moncada. I've been a Yoan Moncada believer for a few years, but he hasn't been one of the top players that we anticipated that he would be. So this one is actually a rainbow foil card, as you can see from the coloring there. So this one holds quite a bit more value than just his regular card. And there's actually only 17 of these cards. So there's only 17 of the rainbow foil Yoan Moncada that are PSA 10s out there. And then this was a card that I enjoyed much more before Russell Wilson was traded to the Broncos, but it is what it is. This was him as a minor league prospect for the Colorado Rockies. And that's not an on-card auto that's actually engraved into the card, but it's pretty cool having, you know, a star football player that also is in baseball, having their baseball card in general. And the idea was once he gets to the Hall of Fame that this card, you know, would carry quite a bit of value, but he's had quite the drop off this year, as you guys all know, and we'll see how his career finishes out. And then we got a Mitch Haniger rookie card for the Mariners in his teal jersey. I just essentially thought this card looked pretty cool. It doesn't carry much value at all, but hopefully we see Mitch coming back with the team in 2023. He's been one of my favorite players since he was traded over here. And then I do have a couple Julio Rodriguez first Bowman Chrome graded cards. And I got 3 of them, hoping that eventually I could sell 2 of them to cover the cost of that final card that I have. And in general with players, there's a couple cards that you'll see carry the most value over the long term. One is going to be the first Bowman Chrome card for that player. And then the other card will be one of the rookie cards for that player in the first year that they're playing. They typically have multiple rookie cards out there, but there will be one that carries more value than the rest. And now getting to my few favorite cards that I have that are graded. This one is a 2019 Bowman Chrome of Logan Gilbert, which is numbered out of 50. And this is technically a 1 of 1. So this is the only Bowman Chrome prospect for 2019 of this edition out of 50 that is a PSA 10. So this is the only PSA 10 out of this card that is out there. So that's pretty cool. And so if you do have a PSA graded card, which is Professional Sports Authenticators, you can go to their website or on their app, and it'll show you, if you type in the certification number for that specific card, how many of that card are out there. So that's where it shows that the population of this card is just 1. So that's a 1 of 1. Then moving to another 1 of 1 card, this is that Andres Munoz card. It's out of 25. It is a autograph card. And this is the only PSA 10 of this card that's out there. And then moving to my most valuable card that I currently have in my collection, I actually pulled this card raw from a blaster box back in 2020. I sent it to PSA and got it graded. It came back at a 9 out of 10. The auto came back at a 10 out of 10. But this is a 2020 Topps Chrome Luis Robert Green Refractor auto, which is out of 99. And there's only 6 of these cards in population. So there's only 6 of this card in a PSA 9. and then there's only 3 cards that are a PSA 10 of this exact card. And this card is actually a different picture, and there's less of this card than his main rookie card, so this one actually carries more value than his main rookie card. And Luis Robert has been one of the most hyped prospects and most hyped players, being a 5-tool athlete. This card should hold value and increase in value throughout his career as well as after. And then a couple bonus cards for those of you that stuck around. I'm a Washington State University grad and big Coug fan, so when Gardner Minshew was on the Jaguars, I just had to get his rookie card. So this really doesn't have any value, but I think it's pretty cool. And then building off of that, this is a PSA 9 of Gardner Minshew when he was still playing at Washington State. Had to get a card to remember that Minshew mania. So that'll do it for this video. Let me know in the comments what your favorite card is that you own. And if you liked one from my collection, let me know as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, give it a share, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys, goodbye, Sunday. Don't forget it.
Stop it.